Hi, friends. Welcome. Today, I want to talk about authority and what that means and how that plays out in our lives. My name is Tara Long, so welcome to my channel, my video, wherever and however you're seeing this. You can check out links below here in the comments that will send you to my website for more information. I also have, you can sign up for my email list where you'll get videos and updates and things like that. I also have a couple of courses that you can check out down below. A Be Free course that's sharing with you, the full picture of practicing sovereignty. And then I have a Create Your Own Private Membership Association class as well. And I also offer other services, life coaching, consulting for natural law, etc. So just check it out below. Yeah, so I want to talk about authority and how we have been conditioned to believe, right? To believe that other men and women have authority over us, right? So there's you and me, the living man, the living woman. And then there's this idea that there is another man or woman that is over us, that has the right, the ability, the authority to tell us how to live our lives and what to do and what not to do, etc., right? And this has largely been conditioned, and most of us just go along with it because that's all we've ever known, right? I say they, it's conditioned in us at a very young age, right? We have authority figures as children, and that's a different case. That's something that, of course, we need guides and, to help us and to guide us. And you could say that parents and, are authority figures, and they have, because they're there to love us, hopefully, and keep us safe, and all of that. So that's not what I'm talking about, but men and women having authority over other men and women, but it is conditioned at a young age, right? Like we go to the doctor when it comes to our body. Like we don't know enough, we go to others to learn about pretty much everything, right? In school, you have the teachers that are telling us, giving us facts and sharing with us. And of course, a lot of that is wonderful. And a lot of it is conditioning, brainwashing, and not even true. Look at our history books. It's just plain, flat out, not even true. So we have this system, right, in our realm of authority and giving it away and saying, yes, you can take my power. And it's under the guise in our country and the United States. Would be great to say United States of America, but it is still there's two going on here. But in our country, we have these two political parties and, et cetera, et cetera. So that's under the guise. It's very clever and convincing ideology, right? That to be one or the other, it divides us, creates fear, it creates hate. That's kind of a whole nother story, right? But then we're like, we don't know what to do. We need someone else to tell us what to do, right? So self-governance goes out the window. And then, there's the argument of, well, we don't trust people to govern themselves. Okay. I hear that. There would definitely be a moment of, probably a lot of stuff going on before we regulated, but people say, oh, there's so much violence and chaos. Well, what's going on right now? Do we have violence and chaos now in our world? Yeah. Who creates the most violence and chaos? The people who we are conditioned to believe are helping us, the quote unquote government, which is there to control and do harm. And I don't say that, I say that plainly and clearly. And if you have evidence or proof that that's not the case, evidence or proof that's not the case, that it's not indentured servitude, then I'm happy to take that in and look at that evidence or proof. Okay, moving on. So so we have this idea that we need other men and women to show us the way and tell us what to do. And of course we have guides, those who have gone before, those who know a skill that we want to learn. This is not authority. This is sharing. I'm sharing now. I teach natural law, not as an authority, but as a partner, a guide, a facilitator, someone who is on this journey and who helps others who are also on this journey, because I'm at a different place in the timeline, right? So here's when I go deep into why do we accept this? Why do men and women accept quote unquote authority figures to tell them to rule their lives and tell them what to do and how they can behave, etc.? Why? That's the question that I'm most interested in. The answer that came through me was our default, and I've spoken about this before, as humans in this realm, we are conditioned to believe that we are not enough. We're actually not worthy of existence without certain things, without being a valid member of, society, a good citizen, a good boy or girl. We need more and more add on, more layers of accomplishment or degrees or intelligence, IQ, never mind about emotional intelligence, right? So there's this conditioning that we are not enough just alone, just because we are, right? Just because you do exist, that's enough, that you are enough, that you are valuable, that you are whole. That's it. So the conditioning is you are lacking, you are not good enough, you are not worthy of existence unless. And so that leads us to seek outside of ourselves, to fill something and to fill that in us that we perceive to be not enoughness in some way. So then the so-called authorities can run amok, really, and just say, yeah, well, of course you're not good enough to know that. And we know that. Okay, so you don't trust men and women to govern themselves, but you trust a handful of men and women to govern millions. Logically, it doesn't even make sense, right? Logically, there is no logic there. It's just the brainwashing. That's it. And because we have over thousands of years been ripped apart, fractured, our souls taken from wholeness. And so then we believe, in addition to the, other forces that are here in this realm that work to keep us in fear and hate and control, right? Hello, media. That's the point of the media. That's the point of it. That's the point of government. That's the point of all pretty much systems and structures that are at play. And they do it perfectly. They were designed for that. And that's what they do. They do not offer or invite men and women to be in a space of wholeness, of completion, of fullness, of sovereignty. It just is not the way it's set up. And there's a reason for that. So this is just an invitation for you to think about and to feel into, like, why do I blindly, if you do, and you may not, accept anyone's authority, any man or woman. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are and what you're telling me that I have to do, and you don't have to be aggressive and but ask the questions, keep asking questions. Don't answer them, ask them. Ask them, why? Why do I believe this? Why am I doing this? Why am I just blindly going through security at the airport? Do I want to do this? Do I know what's going on here? Why are they taking pictures of our faces? Why am I going through this machine that x-rays me? And, why? Why am I doing that? Because there was an experiment. I think I posted it in a story on Instagram, but there were people in a waiting room and everybody was in on this little thing except for this one woman. Every time a beep went off, everybody stood up. And she came in, she didn't know what was going on. So everybody stood up every time this beep. So she stood up. She started standing up. Everybody else left. She was the only one in the waiting room. She hadn't been told what to do, but she just was doing it because everybody else was doing it. Another guy came in. She's standing up every time it beeps. It's just the two of them. He's like, what are you doing? She's like, I don't know. Everybody else was doing it. So the beeping starts. He stands up. So they're both standing up and they have no idea why. They're only doing it because everybody else did it. This is my point. And then other people came in the waiting room and nobody was told to do it. They just did it because other people were doing it. Wow. I mean, that goes to your deep fear. I'm not good enough. So I don't know. I can't trust my own intuition. I can't trust my knowing that tells me that, why the F am I standing up right now? You're not asking the question. You're just doing it. This is really huge. Okay. Instead, tune into yourself. Do I need to stand up? What's going to happen if I don't stand? Let's come back to your soul, and you have to be connected to that in order to hear it and listen. And let me tell you, there are distractions on purpose and injections on purpose to get you to be disconnected from yourself, from your soul, from your essence. So please just question. And I know if you're here and you're listening, then you probably already are, but in case there's any other area of your life that you may not be, it's all up for questioning. Okay, so much love. And just check out my links down below. You can also have a free 15-minute consultation with me if you want to talk about, see if working together is a good fit, whether one-on-one or in any of my courses, anything like that. So, okay, see you soon.